Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading. Just a reminder of the way that I read energy, not gender. That means that anyone can show up as a king, queen, prince, princess, knight, page, emperor, empress. It has more to do with if you're in your masculine or feminine energy. Feminine energy receives and nurtures. Masculine energy gives and takes action. We all have both. I will read this as a love story. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is a love story. This can pertain to friends, family, coworkers, career, business deals, politics, however it is that it resonates for you. Enjoy it from that perspective. Because this is a general reading, the energy can be fluid, so I might say, hey Scorpio, why are you doing that? And you're like, that's not me, it's someone else. Just understand that it can be vice versa, and kind of get in where you fit in and just enjoy the reading from that view. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to schedule a personal reading, you can do that at thislittlelighealing.com. And with that, let's go ahead and get into your energy. What I'm showing right off the bat is that we're dealing with a long-standing lack mentality, something that was developed in childhood. I think for many of you, it was, It was developed strongly because of your mother. Not trying to villainize mom or anything, it's just the way that we perceive things that she may have said or done as a child. But there is definitely a lack mentality here that you've dealt with most of your life. And lack mentality kind of goes hand in hand with codependency. And so I'm seeing both here. But what I'm also seeing is that you're recognizing it and that you're beginning to let go of it. That you're realizing how abundant the universe really is and that you don't need to hold on to that mindset anymore. Oh, nice. That you don't need to hold on to that mindset anymore. Many of you may have had a particularly difficult childhood, whether it was abusive, or there just wasn't enough. Whatever it is that you brought from your childhood into your adulthood, it's been very difficult for you to try to change that way of thinking, to change the ideas that you learned in childhood, but you're doing it. You're doing it. For a lot of you, you may have put too much value on material things. If there wasn't enough when you were growing up, there may be insecurities that are sourced in vanity. What it's showing me is that you're beginning to understand the importance of the things that matter most, where maybe in the past you didn't. And that's a good thing, right? All right, your cards are coming out. I'm just looking at them as they come out. So you really are beginning to realize what a lack mentality is and how it affects you. You're starting to understand codependency and how that affects you, and wanting to let go of that. That understanding that your happiness comes from within, and that understanding that and developing that is the only way to ensure that you can be stable. There's a huge call here for balance, for stability in your life, and that's something that you've been looking for. It's required or will require a lot of patience on your part, and some loneliness. That's okay. The time that you spend in those energies as you kind of sort things out, they're just really teaching you discipline, and they'll come to an end. They won't be forever. during all of this, at some point in time, you have met a person, and I'm going to speak to Scorpios, though you're male, but understand this can, you know, be male, female, but you met a person who you can't forget, but you're not with them. But there's still an energetic sort of connection to them, a bond to them. And you see them very much as they just come across as very loving to you. They come across as very, very nurturing, very balanced, very abundant. And that doesn't necessarily mean that this person has a lot of money. It might mean that they're just very stable and have a lot of love, that they're very secure in themselves, that they're happy, you know, that they've made a choice to be happy. I see you doing that. I see you starting to understand that happy is a choice, and that you're really starting to make the choice to choose it. You're starting to understand, like, oh, I really can just choose to be happy, and then be happy. Crazy, right? You're going to be given a choice here, Scorpio, and you might already know that you have more than one option, more than one choice. I mean, you're Scorpio. Is there anyone sexier than a Scorpio? No. No. But these options, these choices that you have, they're very different. And the choice that you make is going to affect generations to come. It's almost like I'm seeing, like in Aladdin, like when he got to go into the, into the cave where all the treasure was. Like, I'm seeing you be able to go in there, and there's treasures that you can choose that are of eternal importance, and there's some that are very worldly, you know, some that are very vain or material, and some that are, you know, of great spiritual worth. And it's almost like the universe is watching to see what you're going to choose, what tools you're going to choose, what riches are going to be important to you, and that you're going to be judged based on that. But I think these options, these choices are coming in the form of a person, and how you're going to decide what's most important. I hope that makes sense. Let's look at the cards that have come out. So when I asked how you're feeling, the two cards that I get were Seven of Swords and Ten of Swords. And Seven of Swords is self-sabotage. Dude's trying to eat a sword, right? Not smart, definitely self-sabotage. And then we get the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords in tarot means the end to something. So a lot of times, you know, the way that I pick up on the energy of the cards, I'll read the meanings of them individually. But what this is telling me is that you're ready to put an end to self-sabotage. And that's exactly lack mentality, codependent behaviors, all that. They're all very self-sabotaging sorts of energies. And you're at a place, Scorpio, where you're like, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with that. I think I'm done with that. And then when I asked what the situation is, I get the Knight of Wands and the World. The Knight of Wands is boogieing on out of there. He's rushing towards something, rushing away from something. But what he's rushing towards is the World. And the World is the end of one cycle so that a new one can begin. So you're wanting to end something, some sort of situation, if it's a relationship, a job, a place that you live, a living arrangement, you know, whatever that might be. You're realizing that it's contributing to behavior that's very self-sabotaging to you, and you want to put it to an end. You want something new to begin, and so that's what you're headed towards. This next one kind of confused me, so we're going to clarify on it with the Kipper deck. But when I asked what the obstacle was, we get the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands. This is a marriage or a relationship to me. So you're either married or in a very committed relationship, or you're still holding on to the energy of a marriage or a committed relationship. So I'm going to use the Kipper deck to clarify and ask, because what we've got right now is Scorpio's feeling like I'm putting an end to self-sabotage. I'm not down with that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to get away from this situation, put an end to this cycle in my life so I can begin a new cycle. And then when I ask what the obstacle is, we get the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands, which is basically a committed relationship to me. Marriage. Let's see what else comes out for it. Can you clarify further on Ace of Cups and Four of Wands? So it's a relationship that's the obstacle. There's a relationship here. It could be a marriage, committed relationship. This could also be someplace that, false person. Relationship with a false person. Booyah. All right. So what is the energy for Scorpio to embrace to overcome this obstacle? So you're currently in a relationship, or you're trying to get over or heal from. There's the energy of this relationship. So you're either still in it or it's ended, but it's still in your energy. It's still affecting you. What is the energy for Scorpio to embrace to overcome this obstacle? While we're waiting for the cards to come out, I'll tell you some of the energy that we've got on the board. We've got Gemini, Aquarius, Sagittarius. We've got the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Aries is here, Leo is here. What is the energy to embrace? Oh. So we get the Five of Cups, Strength, and the Eight of Cups. This card concerns me because this can be domestic abuse. This can be an abusive spouse. In this case, we have a feminine energy that's yelling at her husband. Could also be a mother that likes to yell and scream a lot. But someone here that's abusive. And then Strength and the Eight of Cups. This is the strength to walk away. What's difficult about the Eight of Cups is that in the Seven of Swords is a similar sort of energy where it's moving away from something that no longer serves you. The Eight of Cups is also moving away from something that no longer serves you. But with the Seven of Swords, with the Six of Swords energy, it's you're moving away from that and you don't care. Like, you're like, good, I'm out of here. What makes me sad about this is that there's still love in those cups, but you know you have to leave it behind. You know it doesn't matter. That it doesn't matter how much you love this person, or if there's still love that remains, or if you still want to work it out, that this is abusive and you need to get away from it. Yeah, there's someone here that, if it's not physical, it's probably a lot of very verbal, nasty, mean words, which honestly are just as hurtful as anything physical. What happens when Scorpio makes the choice to walk away from this situation? So you get 4 cards, and the first two are cracking me up. Like, you feel super lucky and you want to go party, go drinking. So I don't know if some of you are gonna go have one of those. I know I've seen like divorce parties where these girls go out and I guess have like a opposite of a wedding shower, but that's kind of the feel it's giving me, is like you feel very fortunate and you want to celebrate, I guess. And then we get the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. And this is someone who's learned a lot, coming back for a brand new passionate beginning. And you'll remember that early in the reading we had that person that you're not with, that you haven't forgotten about. So let's ask, who is this Knight making an offer to for a passionate new beginning? And again, it's that same nurturing energy. You can see she's got a little baby there. This is an Empress energy. This is Libra, Taurus, probably someone that's a mother, parent. Who is this Knight of Cups? Ooh, making an offer to Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is a woman. She oftentimes has her own business. She's a mother. She does a good job of taking care of her home, taking care of her family, running her business. Can kind of bring home the bacon fried up in a pan. Never forget to make you feel like a man. Kind of girl, but or guy, however it is that it works out for you. But looks like you've got a lot going on, Scorpio. So let's get a card to wrap up your reading here. You're doing a good job. Recognizing, you know, that you have this lack mindset, understanding codependency and the way that it affects you and detaching yourself from it, that's hard. That's all hard stuff. That's not home strength. Is there a Leo out there for you? This is just wanting to feel safe, wanting to feel nurtured. Do you like this nurturing sort of energy? Yeah, that's what you want to head towards, Scorpio. So I hope that this was helpful for you, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey, Scorpio.